Thank you.
We have no consent agenda. Now for old business, under our public hearing, we have first reading on an ordinance for 3% excess tax on rental vehicles. Do I have a motion to waive the first reading and place it on our April 28th agenda?
Motion to waive first reading.
There is a motion by Councilman Emanuel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Kraus. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. That's 6 in favor. All those opposed, 0 opposed. The first reading is waived. We have no new business, and now for our council reports. Councilman Witz.
Very quickly, first thing, I was proud of the attendance today by the city and the showing of people at Mr. Tancred's funeral. Roy was a character, but he was at our meetings, and he was always kind, had a smile, and had a kind word. The police chief, members of the police force, members of the academy, several council people were there. He was well represented. His family was very appreciative of the fact that many people of the city came out to be with Roy in his final days. I want to take a trip back in history. Today, I received a copy of the 2014 Spring Snellville Spirit magazine. But before that, I want to take you back 4 years, just 4 years. Do y'all remember this magazine? It looked like it was mimeographed. Do you remember that? That was what we put out to the public twice a year as our magazine for the city. And basically it told about the things happening in the park, and it was very effective doing that, but didn't really communicate much about the city. Come forward 4 years with good volunteers or people who care about the city, and this is what you get. Is that a difference? I want to commend the people behind the Snellville Spirit magazine for what they do. It's an amazing, every one of us should be very proud to see that magazine go out. I think it started out with like 26 or 28 pages. It's now, this issue is 40 pages, and it's jam-packed, and it took me hours to go through it, looking for my name. Not really.
You missed one.
Not really. The other thing is, if you notice out there, we've got the memorial is a swimming pool, but I understand that we know it'll hold water, and that's a good thing because it needs to hold water. But we are going to have our dedication and celebration on May 24th, which is the Saturday Memorial Weekend. And we're going to have, you'll hear a lot more about that. It's going to be an evening affair with something for everybody. And then we want to do that on Saturday night, so it's open that weekend for all those who have people on the wall. They'll be able to come and spend some time on the wall and see their names or their relatives on the wall. And then on the morning of the 26th, which is Memorial Day morning, we'll have a more military style service with just the laying of the wreath at the memorial. So it ought to be it'll be an emotional weekend, I think, for those people who have participated in it. I know for the committee, speaking for the rest of the committee, I know it'll be an emotional day for us. So I hope you all plan to be there. You'll hear a lot more about that at the next meeting and the following meeting.
Councilman Bender.
I too would like to add my condolences to the Tancred family. I first met Roy when I was elected in 2005, and he attended almost every meeting for quite a few years, and he'd come up and speak almost at every single one of them, and he didn't know what it was going to be about. Usually the first couple of years it was all about the recycling center and the bald tires on the tractor and this and that, and the last couple of years it's been leaves and straw hay bales, and so you just never knew quite what you were going to get when he walked up to the podium, and I think He was an engaged citizen and really paid attention to what was going on in the city, and he added a little fun, a fun part to the meetings as well. So we certainly will miss him, and just want to send my thoughts and prayers to the family. I wasn't able to attend the funeral service today, but he will be missed. Thank you.
Councilman Emmanuel.
I don't want to belabor the point about Roy, but I had an interesting relationship with him. We had a lot of... we had a lot of good conversations, and he was just a genuine good guy. This evening was a little bit unusual for me. Officer Nadeau was the first police officer I ever hugged, and
No, sir.
and Officer Euro Canine was the first dog who ever attacked me, and just kind of a strange situation of you never have that relationship with the police department unless you're in some kind of a strange situation like being on the city council. But yeah, they're both exceptional officers, and I'd like to just add my personal congratulations to Rain's award. I also want to make a comment about our Public Works Department. I had a couple of citizens who had a problem with a street, and I checked into it, and before I could tell people something was going to be done, it was done. And we just have an exceptional Public Works Department, and I just want to make sure everybody knows about that. They do an outstanding job. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Councilman Kraus.
A comment about the solicitation ordinance amendment. Some of you will hear this again. I stated a little bit in the work session, but the copy for tonight's work session agenda was not up to date, so I did not want to go any further with it without having everyone have the most recent copy. Furthermore, prior to this evening's meeting, I received additional questions and comments that definitely need to be addressed. This ordinance is moving along, and the best part is the public is engaged in this amendment. I am very happy that the public is contacting me and asking questions and making comments, because it's your amendment. It's what you want. So that makes me happy that y'all are paying attention. They're soliciting. When the research was done for Code Red, the chief and the staff and I kept you updated through the process. It took time and it took patience, but it was well worth the efforts. The same will hold true for this amendment. We'll continue to work through the issues, make sure it is not only protecting the citizens, but that it is fair to those that are soliciting in our city. A comment about Roy. You'll always be here in the chamber, Roy. Second row, end seat. The critter crawl at City Hall is up and crawling. Check with the Snellville Arts Commission's webpage to learn how you can find dancing pigs and a cat that can actually read. Thank you all for coming this evening. If you feel that I can help you in government or community events or any kind of effort for the city, please do not hesitate at all in emailing me. I'm here because you put me here, and I'm here working for you. Thank you, and have a safe trip home.
Councilman Howard.
How's everybody doing? Come on, guys. Thank you. Come on. I, too, was fortunate enough to have met Roy and know Roy, and from his time coming into the city, and had the pleasure of being at his service today. So it was, it's one of those things. We live, we go. So wanted to publicly thank Buddy Scott. A couple of weeks ago, most of us in the city government and different boards and commissions attended a parliamentarian training session absolutely spectacular. So I wanted to thank Buddy. I know he's not here, but I wanted to thank Buddy Scott for his leadership in that, and also the on the DDA as well. The other night we had a mystery author, Bill Fitz, came in, and he did a reading as part of our Snellville Arts Commission, which was very interesting. He was talking about his fourth book, The Deacon Needed Killing, and his 4-book series, the Needed Killing series. So I'll let y'all go with where you want to with that. So I'm sure that, but he was interesting. Funny guy, good, and it was a lot of fun. It was neat to see. We had 30 or so people there, and so we'll let you run with that one. So the other thing is that, Erica, please, if you would, something coming to Snellville. And I wondered why we got Greg, Captain, Roy, wanted to, we're going to bring something to life with a lot of people's help, with the support of the Snellville Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, with the support of Snellville Tourism and Trade, with the support of Walton EMC, the Snellville Lions Club, Texas Roadhouse, and the Snellville Sunrise Rotary, and also a body shop to be named in the future that's going to be doing our paint jobs and stuff. We're going to take care of that. We're going to bring to life this this marketing tool that hopefully will get to somebody at some point and get them to make the best decision of their life, and that is not to get behind the wheel of a car when they've had too much to drink, or any to drink, to be quite frank. It's a pretty personal thing for me, because I'll sit here and tell you, and it's a great night for you young adults to be in this room when I say this. When I was 16 years old, I was invincible, much like y'all think you are. I went to a Braves game, had a friend of mine from school. We engaged in drinking alcohol underage. I let him out at his house that night. I was late getting home. I had to work the next day. And I did something stupid. I drove my car like I shouldn't have driven it. I shouldn't have been behind the wheel. And I turned that car over end 3 times. I crawled out of it without a scratch. I was lucky. God gave me another shot. I've never forgotten that. I carry the picture of that car with me. It's in my office. The only part of that car that didn't have a dent in it was the driver's door. And again, by only the grace of God am I sitting here today. So, is this personal for me? You bet it is. I want it to be personal for y'all. Make a good decision, and this goes for adults as well. If you think you've had too much to drink, call somebody to get you, call a taxi, or sit your butt right there. Our police department works their tail off out here protecting these roads, and we find it every day. We still have an enormous amount of drinking and driving, to the point that I've been on patrol out here with these guys, and we've actually had people go to sleep sitting at red lights. So I'm very happy that this is coming. We have complete funding for it. The police department, we're going to take a unit out of service. It's at the end of its life cycle anyway. So I just wanted to thank Roy and the police department for their support in this, and the council's support in this, and just know that I appreciate the second chance I got. And I'm thankful that the citizens of Snellville will allow me to sit in this chair. Y'all be careful going home, and what's the last thing I want to say? Shop local. There you go.
Okay, that concludes the council reports. Now for the mayor's report. As I said earlier, my thoughts and prayers also go with the Tankery family. I didn't know Roy like some of the other council members, except for to have met him here at council meetings. But I was heartbroken today when I learned of the death of Ms. Goebel, and spent the afternoon taking food to her husband instead of attending Mr. Tankery's funeral. But my thoughts and prayers do go with Mr. Tankery's family. it's hard. It seems like we have a lot of deaths we've been announcing at these council meetings the past few months, and it's hard to know that such good people have passed away. But we have to remember at the same time, as part of our population is aging, we have a great younger population that has moved into the city. And we have fabulous young adults here in the city of Snellville now. We have a diverse population, and we are doing great things in the city. So I want to share some of those things that we've been doing. This was Cabana Grill that opened today. Some of us were at the ribbon cutting. I had the honor, I'm not very good at it, I made the first tortilla. Actually, I made two of them because the first one I burnt really, really bad. But Cabana Grill is the first one here in the state of Georgia, and they chose Snellville to call home. And so we are so happy that they decided to open. They're located in the Lowe's Shopping Center. We are today cutting the ribbon. The gentleman standing next to me is the CEO of the Fiesta Restaurant Group. And not only do they own Cabana Grill, they also own Polo Tropical. And they are also looking at opening a Polo Tropical here in the city of Snellville. We're going to have some meetings in the upcoming months. They've already talked with our planning department. Couldn't say enough good things about how our staff here treated them when they've called, and we look forward to hopefully cutting a ribbon for Polo Tropical soon as well. I also wanted to share the picture. This is the author that Councilman Howard alluded to. This was the book reading we had last week. I want to thank the Art Commission. You know, when I had the vision of creating the Art Commission for the city of Snellville, I never dreamed what diversity it would have. So we not only have art on the wall at City Hall in the community room now, we've had the Critter Walk, we've had improv groups, and now we have book readings. And so we're really doing a lot of great things to promote the arts here in the city of Snellville. I know Ms. Lavelle left. I see Kirk Bice, our chairman, and Elisa Boykin, the vice chair here. I want to thank them for bringing new and fresh ideas into our city, such as this book reading. This was the Snellville Commerce Club, the first meeting we had in April, and this is Clyde Strickland. Many of you may not know Mr. Strickland. His family has funded a lot of things here in Gwinnett County. If you've ever been to Gwinnett Medical Center, his family has funded many of the different facilities at Gwinnett Medical Center. He believes it's his duty to give back to our community. Mr. Strickland actually produced and now is distributing a movie. It's called American Made, the movie. I had the privilege of watching it in its premiere when it came out last year, and he came to talk to us about it at the Commerce Club. And I'm here tonight asking all of you, if you haven't seen it, it's now available on demand, to please watch it. It is the most inspiring movie. It's not, it's not a fun movie. It's not Rise of 300. It's not Iron Man, it's not Frozen, it's not a feel-good movie, but it's about our future, and it's about buying American, it's about promoting ourselves and helping ourselves, and it really will change the way you look at different companies. So Mr. Strickland actually bought the rights back. He sold the rights, and when he saw that it wasn't going to be distributed in the United States widespread, he bought the rights back and is now distributing it himself. So please, if you haven't seen this movie, it will be in all the Gwinnett County schools next year. It's going to be part of the curriculum that all students watch it, but you can go on demand now and watch it, so please check it out. And this is going back to the Art Commission. This was a fun time that they had during the Critter Crawl, one little girl playing hopscotch, which is just a fabulous afternoon. Is that all? Okay. With that concludes my, it doesn't conclude my mayor's report. One last thing, please, please, please come out for the Snellville Days Parade and Festival. I'll tell you again at our next meeting, but it is May 3rd and 4th. I am the chair of the parade, so of course I want you to come out and support the parade. We have some fabulous acts that are going to be in the parade this year, some free giveaways. We've got Chris Brown, who is an Olympic gold medal track winner from the Bahamas, will be there. Not the singer, don't get excited. He's still in jail, I think, I don't know. Yeah, we have Chris Brown. Tell all your friends to come to the parade, okay? We have Rennie Curran, who was a football player for Brookwood High School, the University of Georgia, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be our Grand Marshal. We're going to have stilt walkers and dancers and floats. The South Gwinnett Marching Band and cheerleaders will be there. So please, it's not too late if you want to have a float in the parade. There's a $600 grand prize for first place of the float. But if not, come out and watch the parade at 10 o'clock. And when you get done watching the parade, go to the park and join the festival. We're going to have live entertainment both Saturday and Sunday all day long at the festival. And it's free. So come out and support your community and have a good time. That now really does conclude my mayor's report. And with that, I will open it up to public comments.
Sorry, I'm Kathy Emanuel, 1313 Temple Johnson Road, Loganville, Georgia. I think most people here are aware that we have had to cancel the Cops and Robbers Run this next Saturday, but just in case anyone hasn't been notified, I thought I'd mention it. Unfortunately, last weekend, the county decided to tear up a large part of our 10K part of the race, and it's just too hazardous for the runners. There wasn't enough time to route the whole race, so we're having to postpone it probably to the fall. So just to let everybody know in case they haven't heard. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comment? See none. The time is 8:21 and we are adjourned. Have a safe trip home.